Hey funnel builders, Mike Killen here from sellyourservice.co.uk, and today I want to talk about if you should use ClickFunnels for customer funnels. I've done a video on this previously, but I wanted to kind of share a few new things because I get asked this question a lot. Should you use ClickFunnels to build funnels for customers? And ultimately, should you be using anything like LeadPages or Unbounce to build marketing funnels and marketing automation funnels for customers? Now, this is not to have a go at Russell Brunson or ClickFunnels or any of those types of software. What I want to do is explore why you shouldn't be using someone else's platform to build funnels for a customer. Now, obviously, I've got a vested interest in moving people off ClickFunnels. We have our own funnel software designed specifically for WordPress, but I'm not going to be talking about that. This is not a comparison episode. What I want to talk about instead is the massive disadvantages that you are leaving yourself exposed to if you use a platform like ClickFunnels to build funnels for your customers. I want to talk about building funnels for customers, and kind of the difference between doing it for yourself and doing it for customers, and of course, more importantly, what we can use instead if we decide to not use a platform that apparently makes it much easier to do something that frankly a load of different page plugins can do. The main problem is that ClickFunnels is incredibly hard to scale when you have multiple customers. This is the big problem that we find a lot of people jump into. Yes, it makes it incredibly easy and quick to set up a funnel using kind of their pre-built templates and their pre-built page layouts and designs and everything. I mean, you hit one button and boom, it's all created, it's done for you. The problem is that paying $297 a month per customer becomes more than an expense, and it actually makes it almost impossible to scale out your business if you're having to spend $3,500 every single year on just keeping that customer going. So their hosting costs end up being, even if you just left it, it'd be $397 or $297 a month or whatever it is, which becomes very difficult to monetize, as it's essentially eating into your margins. And I would rather find something that I know has far smaller margins to be able to charge the exact same price. If I'm to charge a $500 maintenance fee for my customers to make sure that it's hosted and backed up, and we'll take care of all those little changes and things, and to know that $300 a month of it is taken up just by the platform, to me is a dangerous position to be in. I totally understand why they've done it, because obviously you get started and you've got a site. Like, I get that. You don't have to pay 15, 25, 30 or 50 grand up front to be able to use their software, which I totally understand why they've done it. Where ClickFunnels does really work is if you yourself are the business owner. If you're a business owner and you decide that you want to start building funnels for your own business, and you want to have your business run on one particular platform, fantastic. I think it's a fantastic option for you. I could even argue it's not the best option, but it is a very good option for you, particularly if you've never done anything like this before. If you've never worked in that space before, it's a fantastic option to be able to set up funnels very quickly. The problem, and this is one of our big problems, is that it forces you essentially to use their page builder. Now, like it or love it, the ClickFunnels page builder is not as well-rounded as some of the others that are out there. For example, everyone knows that I love Beaver Builder. I think that's a huge part of it. Elementor is very good. We use Divi in a lot of previous things. I would have it on par with something like Visual Composer, which again is extremely popular and used by a lot of businesses who want to build their own website. But as soon as you need to start build, and Visual Composer suffers from the same problem in that you have to buy per license. They don't have a developer license. A lot of these page builder businesses that know that agencies are going to use it and developers and designers are going to use it, they have an agency version, as opposed to a lot of them have to pay per license and per user, which makes it very hard to scale. When you decide to start offering it to customers, it can be really tempting to think, well, I want to sell a marketing funnel to a customer, and they say, yeah, go ahead and build this out for us. To then think, well, I'll just upload it into ClickFunnels. I'll install ClickFunnels. I'll go ahead, use their templates, boom, and I'm done. Now, initially, yeah, your first month, that's a super low cost to get started. $300 to get started, that's a really low cost. But as soon as you start adding that month on month, year on year, and then add in one more customer, your costs double, and increase by $3,500 every single time a customer signs up to you. So you actually take on liabilities every single time a customer comes onto you. you're a bit hostage to their hosting as well. They have a very good hosting network. I haven't ever seen times when their system has gone down, but it does and it will do. It's an inevitability. It's just part of running a business. Hell, our hosting was down only yesterday for our own customer base, so we can't complain. But you are still hostage to their hosting. Something that I personally am not a huge fan of is that I can't even have it on my own servers. So a lot of their servers benefit from the traffic that I'm generating and driving back to them. Also, I've got no idea how they run their servers. Admittedly, $300 a month. I'm sure they have pretty, dedicated servers for each user platform. Like I said, I have used ClickFunnels in the past. This is not just having a go at them or just bashing them. This is something we've had to work quite hard and long about. Think quite long and hard about. But you are hostage to their hosting, and if they decide to increase their prices, and all of these things are very hypothetical, and a lot of people go, they'll never do that. They'll never increase their prices. That's fine, right? If they don't increase their prices, fine. But only this year alone, WP Engine have already increased their prices, and our hosting prices have tripled for essentially the same package. There's not a huge difference, but essentially the same package. They are perfectly entitled to do that. Mike Morrison from the membership guys, I interviewed him a while back, and I found what was really interesting about him is he believes that you have to build on your own platform. You must build everything on your own platform and build on your own turf. It's the same with building an email list. Building an email list is critical because at absolute worst, you've got a list of people who are interested in your products and services. At worst, you could download it as a CSV file, all GDPR compliant, whatever. Download it as a CSV file and upload it to a new thing. Let's say ActiveCampaign triples their prices and goes under within the next 3 months. I've got plenty of other options, and I can download that user list and still upload it. Building a funnel on your own turf is exactly the same. Even if Beaver Builder decided to increase their prices and strip out a load of features, and WP Engine increase their hosting, I can still move them where is profitable, and I'm in charge of that. With ClickFunnels, I'm kind of at the mercy of how their business strategy wants to work. Again, people say, well, they'd never do that, it's not on their business model. Frankly, I've been doing this long enough and I've seen enough changes to know that that's never the case. Anything can happen. Businesses are always up for sale. Businesses are always up for grabs. Russell Brunson's constantly talking about having no debt within the business, which I don't really know how he's done that, but he's essentially built the business from scratch. That to me sounds like the talk of someone who wants to sell a business. Let's go mental and say that Oracle buys ClickFunnels. Okay, they bought a lot of stuff before. Let's say Oracle buys ClickFunnels, just like they bought is it Share This or Add This, I think. And all of a sudden, you're at the whim of a larger based business who doesn't necessarily care about their individual users. They actually care about, mass turnover and revenue. So that to me is the big overall problem with using a platform like ClickFunnels, or frankly LeadPages or Unbounce. They're all pretty much the same. If you use your own platform, you're in a much safer position. Yes, initially it can be slightly more expensive and harder to set up. Yes, initially your second and third customer might be a bit clunky, but once you've got that template process and using out, and we'll talk about that in a bit, it becomes far easier and you're far safer in the long run. There's a huge misconception, I believe, as well, that ClickFunnels is the only option out there when building marketing funnels. It's really interesting. I'm even misquoted on their podcast as saying websites are dead. I have never said that. I don't even say it on the podcast. I really enjoyed talking to Dave. I really enjoyed being on the podcast. We talked about selling marketing funnels, but I never said that. And it's cheeky as well because, frankly, a funnel system is still a website. Like, what they have is essentially a page builder. It's, let's not kind of beat around the bush. It is still essentially a page builder for building websites. Yes, they've marketed it slightly differently, but just in the same way that gelato and organic gelato sounds much more expensive, it's still essentially ice cream, and it's still essentially bad for you. So I think there's a lot of misconceptions that the funnel technology is exclusive to ClickFunnels and is exclusive to what they're doing. Interestingly, I was building funnels and marketing automation systems long before I even knew what ClickFunnels was. And when I saw it, I was like, I don't really get what the big deal is. We've been doing this for a long time. I don't really understand what it is that they're doing that I can't do. And when I realized, you look a little bit deeper, it's about having their business, and you have a business owner who says, yeah, I sell t-shirts or I sell coaching or whatever. Russell Brunson's big thing is you're only one funnel away from your goals and your business. Fundamentally, I actually believe that's not true. I think there's a huge amount that your business needs to do before you're one funnel away. And I understand what he means is you're one very successful and profitable marketing funnel away from scaling out your business. But it's not as simple as just using a tool. And we can prove that, we've proved it over and over again, that just having the tool doesn't necessarily bring the results. The results come from having a process, and a tool just accelerates that process. So if you don't already have that system in place to be able to get results, having a brand new shiny tool is not going to help. So it's not the only option that's out there. If you want to build funnels, you could. Some of my coaches and guys who I've been using for a long time used an old school WordPress like domain, like WordPress.coach.com, and it was just written content. Miles Beckler talks a lot about this as well, about how he's built his own funnel stack and funnel processing system inside of WordPress and using his own platform. My biggest fear is ClickFunnels, using ClickFunnels for 10, 20 customers, and ClickFunnels saying, cool, we're going to increase our prices. Even if they increase them by 10%, that would be a change of $3,500 to close to $8,000, sorry, close to $4,000 per month. So $3,500, just increasing by 10% would put you not shy of $4,000 a year. That's a big difference to me. Here's another big misconception about a lot of these funnel packages, particularly ClickFunnels and Unbounce, is that you have loads of funnel options and page options. And they'll go, look, we've got 400 page templates and we've got 20 different types of funnel. You're probably only ever going to use 3 or 4 of them. Okay, again, I've been doing this a long time. I know that when you work with customers, you're only really going to use a couple of squeeze funnels and a sales funnel. Yeah, there are different variations. There's a video sales funnel, there's a launch funnel, there's a webinar funnel, all this kind of stuff. But at its core, driving someone to convert from a visitor into a lead and driving someone to convert from a lead into a sale, yeah, you've got upsell pages, all this kind of stuff. Again, people have been doing this for a long time before ClickFunnels existed. So these kind of packages, when you say, look, we've got 3 or 4 different funnel types and like 200, or we've got, 20 funnel types and 200 page templates, you're only going to use a few of them. Don't get sucked into the number of features demonstrating the amount of value that that particular thing has. The biggest problem that most funnel businesses have is not the page design or the template. We have written sales letters that are basically a Word document that convert really, really well and generate us thousands of dollars a month. But instead, the problem that people focus on is actually the written content. Now, yeah, they've got funnel scripts. We've at Beaver Funnels have got our content engine. That to me is the biggest problem, having all the features and the design and stuff. And they go, oh, you just swap in your text. And I think, well, but how do you know what to swap in? That's the difficult bit. I've talked about this with a few people, is it's not as simple as just swapping in and out content. You have to really think about what it is you're offering to the viewer or the user before using that tool. The tool should accelerate the results you're already getting, not be used in place of finding those results in the first place. I could give the same trainers that Usain Bolt uses to me, and I guarantee you I'm not going to be able to run at the same pace he does. The tool isn't what does the work, okay? It's the process, the time you spend on it, and the tool should make it faster. I think that's a big misconception that people get into. So should you do instead? Here's the solution. First of all, use your own technology stack. I've talked previously about the technology stacks that we use. I'll link below to a course that we've got. It sounds like I'm pitching it, but obviously I'm not. It does show you kind of the different tools and stuff that we use. We have Beaver Builder as a page builder, which means that every single platform is fixed in exactly the same way, and there's far more people who can go into it. It's more flexible. It's a better page builder. It loads faster. I think it looks better. I've got just as many templates. I've got just as many different things, but we end up, like I said, only using 3 or 4. We use WordPress. We have our own hosting stack that allows us to copy and clone across multiple websites as fast as anything else, and we stick to that. And here's another thing: stick to a page builder. Even if people, because everyone's going to constantly say, no, you should be using Elementor, no, you should be using Beaver Builder or Divi or Gutenberg or Visual Composer or whatever it is that you want to use, or Thrive is another one. Stick to the page builder that you're good at. If you learn how to build houses out of bricks and mortar, and then someone tells you, no, you should start using wood, don't just switch to wood because everyone else says it. You've got good at this. Maybe investigate it, have a look. But we found that the more standardized our pages are, and the more standardized our systems are and technology stacks are, the faster we're able to solve problems, the lower our costs are because it's easier for us to fix things, and the higher our margins are. Stick to a small selection of funnels that you build as well. This is a big one, as everyone goes like, oh my God, there's webinar funnels and launch funnels and scarcity funnels and upsell funnels and downsell funnels and membership funnels. In fact, ClickFunnels even themselves on their blog struggles to define more than 5 or 6 types of funnels. And even one of them, they say a membership funnel. They go, technically this isn't a funnel, it's just a membership website. And ClickFunnels as well, all their academy stuff is built on WordPress. Okay, so there's a huge grain of salt you need to take with the variety of funnels that you can get. Stick to a very small selection, even by just one type of funnel that you build. Maybe you realize that your market is fitness entrepreneurs, people who have a big Instagram following on fitness and health and fitness, and you say, well, I want to build you webinar funnels. That's all I want to build you. It's just webinar funnels. And we turn them evergreen. You do a live webinar once a month, and we turn them evergreen. You have this big stack of content which sells on automation. If that's all you do, awesome. Stick to that, repeat it. If people keep getting results from it, there's no reason for you to start looking into other areas. And if you have a template and a system that works, you can clone that across using things like plugins like Duplicator, or with WP Engine, for example, we just literally hit clone and it clones an entire website. So stick with a particular type of funnel that you work with, and again, reduce your costs. Niching down is probably my fourth point. If you niche down and choose a very particular market, it won't matter what tool you go after. Eventually, you'll be working so well with the niche that you'll understand what their needs are, as opposed to trying to kind of force a tool into working around what your particular niche does. For example, when we build membership sites and quite complex course-based websites, we're very clear that we have a very specific technology stack, but we also were more clear on the type of business. It doesn't work with all course-based businesses. It doesn't work with all information businesses or information products. We're very specific about the type of niche and market we go after, because we know that our particular funnel and our particular technology stack for that particular funnel is very specific to them. So the more selective we are, we found the higher our margins are, the higher the prices are that we can charge. It's easier for us to find customers, but also we're putting less risk on other platforms. And finally, point number 5, a lot of ClickFunnels guys call themselves funnel hackers. Hack the hackers, all right? If they have a particularly successful funnel, I guarantee you can still build it inside any other page builder. There is absolutely no function in ClickFunnels that other systems can't replicate, or even, dare I say, do better. One-click upsell buttons, they've been going for a long time. We put one together. There's actually a Gravity Forms plugin that just does a one-click upsell through Stripe. There's scarcity buttons, countdown timers, all this kind of stuff can all be built using your page builder. If you see a funnel that works, we're only doing it now with one of our products. We're going through a funnel that was built in ClickFunnels. I'm going to take a look at that and I'm going to build it out in my own stack, knowing that I don't have to use their systems. Just because the technology is exclusive to them and it's locked out if you're not buying it, doesn't mean the results in the page builder designs and templates aren't available for you to look at, check out, see, test, and take forward. There we go. So that's ultimately whether you should or shouldn't use ClickFunnels. Look, the truth is that if you decide to use ClickFunnels and you use it profitably, who the fuck am I to tell you that you shouldn't be doing that? That's awesome. I'm really glad that you found that works for you. I genuinely think it's really important for everyone to use a system that works for them. The truth is that I believe that ClickFunnels is not the way that marketing funnel builders should go. If they want to build funnels for customers. Big difference. If you're doing it for yourself, fine. Even then, I'd still feel that I'd be held hostage to someone else's platform. But if you are going to use your own, I think you've got some enormous advantages there. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever experienced or felt some of these things, because I know that some people have, and I know a lot of these complaints and stuff are things that people have talked about before. So let me know in the comments below if you have another page builder or a funnel system that you use. Let me know, and I'd love to check it out. In the meantime, guys, thanks very much. I'm Mike from Sell Your Service, and I'll speak to you later. Keep building those funnels.